Welcome back to the channel Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about and often misunderstood coins in circulation and collections, the legendary Liberty coin, with a special focus on the 1975D issue and its current market value, hidden secrets, and why some versions of this coin are worth astonishing amounts of money. Imagine holding a simple coin that looks ordinary at first glance, something you might ignore or spend without a second thought, yet in rare cases it could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even reaching extreme claimed values like $787,976.49. Sounds unbelievable, but in the world of coin collecting, small details create massive value. The Liberty design has a long and powerful history in coinage. The image of Liberty represents freedom, strength, and identity. Over the years, Liberty has appeared in many forms on coins, each version telling a story about the era in which it was minted. Collectors are not just buying metal, they are buying history, art, and rarity combined into a single object. Now let's talk about the 1975D coin. The D mint mark stands for Denver, one of the major minting locations. Millions of coins were produced there, so at first it may seem like nothing special. But here is where things get interesting. Not all coins are equal. Even coins from the same year and mint can have tiny differences that turn an ordinary piece into an extraordinary treasure. Collectors look for errors, rare strikes, unusual metal compositions, and perfect condition. A coin that has been preserved in near-perfect condition without scratches, wear, or damage can increase in value dramatically. This is known as grading. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. A coin graded at the very top level can sell for huge amounts compared to the same coin in worn condition. Another factor is mint errors. These are mistakes made during the production process. For example, double strikes, off-center designs, missing details, or unusual textures. These errors are rare because most coins are checked for quality, but a few slip through and become highly desirable among collectors. A 1975D Liberty coin with a noticeable error could be worth far more than a standard version. Then there is the concept of scarcity. Even if millions were made, how many still exist in excellent condition today? Over time, coins are lost, damaged, or worn down. The number of high-quality surviving coins becomes smaller and smaller. That scarcity drives up demand and price. The claim of extremely high values like hundreds of thousands of dollars usually comes from either very rare error coins, unique historical significance, or auction hype. Sometimes prices you see online are asking prices, not actual selling prices. It is important to understand that not every 1975D coin will be worth a fortune. In fact, most are still worth only a small amount above face value unless they have special characteristics. But here is the exciting part. Hidden treasures do exist. People have found rare coins in everyday change, old collections, or inherited boxes that turned out to be worth far more than expected. This is why collectors keep searching. Every coin has a story, and sometimes that story includes unexpected value. To truly evaluate a coin, experts look at multiple factors at once. The condition, the rarity, the presence of errors, the demand in the collector market, and historical importance. Professional grading services can certify a coin and give it an official grade, which helps determine its real market value. The Liberty coin series itself carries emotional and symbolic weight. It represents an era of design that many collectors deeply admire. The artistic detail, the balance of design, and the meaning behind Liberty as a symbol all contribute to its lasting popularity. If you are interested in checking your own coins, start by looking carefully at the date and mint mark. Use a magnifying glass to inspect for unusual features. Compare your coin with verified images online. Pay attention to details like doubling in letters, unusual spacing, or anything that looks different from a standard coin. Also remember that cleaning a coin can actually reduce its value. Many beginners make this mistake. A coin in original condition is far more valuable than one that has been polished or altered. the market for coins changes over time. What may not be valuable today could increase in demand in the future. Trends shift as new collectors enter the market and as awareness grows about certain rare pieces. So is your 1975 D Liberty coin worth a life-changing amount of money? In most cases, probably not. But in rare situations, with the right combination of condition, rarity, and unique features, it could be worth far more than you expect. And that possibility is what makes coin collecting so exciting. Every coin you hold could be a hidden piece of history waiting to be discovered. The thrill is in the search, the learning, and the moment you realize you might be holding something truly special. Stay curious, keep checking your coins, and never underestimate the value of something that looks ordinary. Because in the world of coins, ordinary can sometimes become extraordinary. This is Coins, and the next time you get change in your hand, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of hidden treasure. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in modern numismatics, the legendary 1976 Liberty coin, often associated with the famous bicentennial quarter. This coin isn't just a piece of metal, it's a story, a mystery, and for some lucky collectors, a doorway to serious money. Now picture this. It's the year 1976. The United States is celebrating 200 years of independence. To mark this historic moment, special coins were minted, unlike anything seen before. Instead of the usual eagle design on the reverse, the bicentennial coins featured a colonial drummer, a torch of victory, and 13 stars representing the original colonies. The front still proudly displayed George Washington, but even the date was unique, 1776 to 1976, a dual year that instantly made it stand out. At first glance, millions of these coins seem ordinary. After all, they were produced in huge numbers at mints like Denver, which is why you'll often hear about the 1976 D version. But here's where things start to get exciting. Not all coins are created equal. Some carry rare features, minting errors, or exceptional conditions that can skyrocket their value far beyond face value. The 1976 D Liberty coin, especially in pristine condition, has become a target for serious collectors. Coins graded at the highest levels, often referred to as MS-67 or above, can fetch astonishing prices. While most of these quarters are still worth just 25 cents, rare examples have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. And in the world of speculation and rare finds, numbers like $787,976 start circulating, not as common sales, but as dream-level valuations tied to ultra-rare, near-perfect specimens or unique mint errors. So what makes one of these coins so valuable? It comes down to a few critical factors. First is condition. A coin that has never been in circulation, with sharp details and no scratches, is incredibly desirable. Second is rarity. Certain minting errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or missing clad layers, can turn an ordinary coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Third is demand. The bicentennial series holds a special place in American history, and collectors are always searching for the best examples. Let's talk about the D mint mark specifically. Coins with this mark were struck in Denver, and while they are common overall, finding one in flawless condition is extremely difficult. Over time, even the smallest imperfections reduce a coin's grade. That's why collectors pay such high prices for coins that look like they were minted yesterday. Another fascinating detail is composition. Most bicentennial quarters were made with a copper-nickel clad composition, but there were also special 40% silver versions minted for collectors. These silver coins, especially when preserved in original sets, can carry higher value and greater appeal. The history behind these coins adds another layer of excitement. They were not just currency, they were symbols of national pride during a major milestone. People saved them, gifted them, and passed them down through generations. Today, those same coins are being rediscovered in drawers, jars, and old collections, sparking a new wave of interest. Now here's the truth that many videos won't tell you clearly. Not every 1976D Liberty coin is worth a fortune. In fact, most are still very common. But the possibility, that tiny chance of finding a rare error or a perfect grade coin, is what keeps collectors searching. It's like a treasure hunt hiding in plain sight. If you're serious about checking your coins, start by examining the mint mark, the condition, and any unusual features. Look closely under good lighting. Use magnification if possible. Even the smallest doubling or misalignment could be a sign of something valuable. And if you think you found something special, getting it professionally graded can make all the difference. The market for coins is constantly changing. Prices rise and fall depending on demand, rarity discoveries, and collector interest. What might be overlooked today could become highly sought after tomorrow. That's why knowledge is power in the world of coin collecting. And this is where your journey begins. Every coin you come across could carry a story. Every detail matters. The 1976 Liberty coin is not just about money, it's about history, curiosity, and the thrill of discovery. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned collector, there's always something new to learn and uncover. Welcome to the world of coins, where ordinary change can turn into extraordinary value, and where the next big discovery might already be in your pocket. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins among collectors and enthusiasts, the legendary 1983D Liberty coin, a piece that continues to spark curiosity and excitement in the coin world. Now first, let's understand what we're really talking about. When people say Liberty coin, they are usually referring to coins featuring the iconic image of Lady Liberty, a symbol deeply connected with American identity, freedom, and heritage. One of the most recognized examples is the Lincoln Memorial Cent, minted in Denver and marked with the small D mint mark. At first glance, it looks like a simple penny, but looks can be very deceiving. Back in 1983, something important happened in coin production. The United States Mint transitioned from copper to zinc-based pennies due to rising copper costs. This change created a fascinating situation where some coins were struck incorrectly, mixing old and new materials. And right here is where the magic begins. Among the millions of coins minted that year, a very small number became errors, and in the world of coin collecting, errors are gold. One of the rarest examples is the 1983D penny struck on a copper planchet instead of zinc. This was never supposed to happen, and because of that, it became incredibly valuable. Collectors are always hunting for these rare variations. Why? Because rarity drives value. And when rarity meets historical significance, the price can skyrocket. Some verified examples of rare 1983D error coins have sold for thousands of dollars, and in extreme cases, rumors and exaggerated claims have pushed imagined values into unbelievable territory like hundreds of thousands or even more. But let's be clear and grounded, not every 1983D coin is worth a fortune. In fact, most of them are only worth their face value unless they have a unique error or are in exceptional condition. That's where knowledge becomes power. So how do you know if your coin is valuable? First, weight is everything. A standard zinc penny from 1983 weighs about 2.5 grams, while a copper version weighs around 3.1 grams. That tiny difference can completely change the value of your coin. Second, look closely at the details. Is there a doubling in the letters? Is the mint mark unusual? Are there any striking errors? These small imperfections can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. Third, condition matters. Coins that are uncirculated or in mint state condition, meaning they have never been used in daily transactions, can be worth significantly more. Scratches, wear, and fading reduce value. Now let's talk about the excitement of the market itself. The coin collecting world is not just about money, it's about discovery. Every day, people search through old jars, piggy banks, and inherited collections hoping to find that one hidden treasure. And sometimes, they actually do. The idea that a simple coin could be worth a life-changing amount of money is what keeps collectors hooked. It's like a treasure hunt that anyone can join. No expensive tools required, just patience, curiosity, and attention to detail. Over the years, stories have surfaced of rare coins being found in the most unexpected places: pocket change, garage sales, even inside old drawers. And each story adds to the legend, making coins like the 1983 D Liberty even more fascinating. But there's another side to this world as well: misinformation. Many viral claims suggest outrageous prices like hundreds of thousands or even millions for common coins. While rare coins can indeed be valuable, those extreme numbers are usually based on misunderstandings, unverified sales, or speculation. So if you're serious about collecting or checking your coins, always rely on verified information, professional grading services, and trusted sources. Knowledge separates a lucky guess from a real discovery. And here's the best part: you might already have one of these coins without even knowing it. That old jar of pennies sitting somewhere in your home, it might hold more than just spare change. Take a closer look. Weigh your coins. Examine the details. Because hidden in plain sight could be a piece of history, a mistake that became valuable, a tiny object with a big story. This is what makes coin collecting so powerful. It's not just about money, it's about connection. Connection to history, to craftsmanship, and to the thrill of discovering something rare in an ordinary world. So next time you see a penny, don't ignore it. Look at it carefully. Because sometimes, the smallest things carry the biggest surprises. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about topics in the coin collecting world: Liberty coins, their history, and whether something like a 1988 D coin could truly be worth a life-changing amount of money. Let's start with the word Liberty. In American coinage, Liberty isn't just a design, it's a symbol that has been used for generations to represent freedom, strength, and national identity. Some of the most famous Liberty coins include the Walking Liberty half dollar, the Morgan dollar, and the Peace dollar. These coins are loved not just for their beauty, but for their historical significance and, in many cases, their high value in today's market. Now here's where things get interesting. Not all Liberty coins are automatically valuable. In fact, most coins you find in circulation are only worth their face value. But certain factors can turn an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. These include rarity, condition, mint mark, historical importance, and sometimes even small minting errors. When people talk about coins being worth hundreds of thousands or even millions, they're usually referring to extremely rare examples. For instance, a coin in perfect condition, what collectors call mint state, can be worth dramatically more than the same coin with scratches and wear. A tiny detail, like a missing letter or a doubled image, can also send the value skyrocketing. Now let's talk about the 1988 D coin specifically. The D mint mark means it was produced at the Denver Mint. Coins from 1988 are relatively modern, which means they were made in large quantities. Because of this, most 1988 D coins are not rare at all. In fact, millions of them were produced, and you can still find them in everyday circulation. So does that mean a 1988 D Liberty-style coin is worthless? Not exactly. While a standard 1988 D coin is typically only worth its face value, there are exceptions. If the coin has a minting error, such as a misprint, off-center strike, or double die, its value can increase significantly. Also, if the coin has been preserved in flawless condition, it could be worth more to collectors. But let's address the big number, values like $787,976.47. That kind of price is extremely rare and usually tied to coins that are unique or historically significant. For a 1988 D coin to reach that level, it would need to be an extraordinary case, something almost one of a kind. In the real market, most 1988 D coins sell for a few cents to a few dollars, unless they have something truly special about them. The coin market itself is constantly changing. Prices go up and down depending on demand, collector interest, and global economic factors. For example, when silver or gold prices rise, coins made from those metals often become more valuable. At the same time, trends in collecting can also influence prices. Sometimes a specific coin series becomes popular, and suddenly everyone wants it. History plays a huge role in value as well. Coins connected to important events or time periods often attract more attention. Liberty coins, in particular, are tied to the identity of the United States, which is why they remain so popular among collectors around the world. Another key factor is grading. Professional grading companies examine coins and assign them a score based on condition. A coin graded MS-70, which means perfect condition, can be worth many times more than the same coin graded MS-60. This is why serious collectors always pay attention to grading. It can make a massive difference in price. Now imagine this scenario. You're going through your old coins at home, maybe a jar that's been sitting around for years. You come across a 1988 D coin. At first glance, it looks ordinary. But then you notice something unusual, a slight doubling in the text, or an off-center design. That moment could be the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and one worth hundreds or even thousands. This is why coin collecting is so exciting. It's like a treasure hunt that anyone can participate in. You don't need expensive equipment or special training to get started. All you need is curiosity and attention to detail. But it's also important to stay realistic. Not every coin is a jackpot. In fact, most aren't. The stories you hear about coins selling for huge amounts are real, but they represent a very small percentage of all coins out there. Still, the possibility is what keeps people searching. If you're serious about finding valuable coins, start by learning the basics. Understand mint marks, study different coin designs, and familiarize yourself with common errors. The more you know, the better your chances of spotting something valuable. And remember, condition is everything. Even a rare coin can lose much of its value if it's damaged or heavily worn. That's why collectors handle coins carefully, often using gloves and storing them in protective cases. At the end of the day, Liberty coins are more than just money. They're pieces of history, art, and culture. Whether you're collecting for profit or just for fun, there's something deeply satisfying about holding a coin that has traveled through time. So next time you come across a coin, especially something like a 1988 D, don't dismiss it too quickly. Take a closer look. You never know what you might find. And while it may not be worth hundreds of thousands, the thrill of discovery is priceless. Today we're diving deep into one of the most talked about topics among collectors and curious treasure hunters alike, the so-called Liberty coins and the intriguing mention of a 1989 D coin that some believe could be worth an unbelievable amount of money. Welcome to Coins, where every detail matters and even the smallest piece of metal can tell a story worth millions. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that looks completely ordinary at first glance. It may have been sitting in your pocket, a jar, or passed through countless hands over the years. But what if that coin carries a secret? What if its history, minting error, rarity, or collector demand transforms it into something extraordinary? When people talk about Liberty coins, they often refer to a broad category of United States coins that feature the iconic Lady Liberty design. This symbol has appeared on many historic coins minted by the United States Mint, representing freedom, strength, and the identity of a nation. Some of the most famous Liberty coins include the Liberty Head Nickel, the Walking Liberty Half Dollar, and the Morgan Silver Dollar. These coins are not just currency. They are history frozen in metal. Now let's address something that sparks excitement, the idea of a 1989 D coin being worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. The D mint mark refers to coins produced at the Denver Mint. In 1989, millions of coins were minted, including pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, and half dollars. Most of them are still worth only their face value today. So where does the massive value claim come from? The truth is, coins from modern years like 1989 generally do not reach extreme values unless something unusual is involved. That something is usually one of the following: a rare minting error, extremely limited production, or a unique variation that collectors are desperate to own. For example, certain coins with double die errors, off-center strikes, or missing elements can become incredibly valuable. A small flaw during production can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. That's where the excitement builds. Not every coin is valuable, but the rare ones can change everything. There are stories in the coin collecting world of people discovering rare coins in everyday change. Some found coins worth thousands of dollars just by paying attention to details others ignored. That's why collectors always examine dates, mint marks, and design features carefully. However, claims like a 1989 D coin being worth $787,976.46 should be approached with caution. There is no widely recognized or verified record of a standard 1989 D circulation coin reaching that exact value. High prices usually come from auction sales of extremely rare coins, often older than 100 years, or coins with well-documented unique characteristics. That doesn't mean you should ignore your coins. It means you should look closer. Take a 1989 D coin and examine it under good lighting. Look for doubling in the letters or numbers. Check if the strike is unusual. Notice if anything seems off compared to a normal coin. Even a small difference can mean something. The history of Liberty designs reminds us why coins matter beyond money. Lady Liberty has evolved over time, appearing in different artistic styles that reflect the era they were created in. From the elegant walking Liberty design to the bold Morgan dollar, each coin tells a story of its time. Collectors value these coins not just for rarity, but for their beauty and meaning. A coin is a piece of art, a historical artifact, and sometimes a hidden investment all in one. The coin market itself is constantly changing. Prices rise and fall depending on demand, discoveries, and collector interest. What might seem ordinary today could become valuable tomorrow if new information or rarity is discovered. That's why knowledge is your most powerful tool. If you're serious about coin collecting or even just curious, start learning. Study mint marks, understand grading systems, and follow auction results. Coins are graded based on condition, and even the smallest difference in preservation can dramatically affect value. For example, a coin in perfect mint state condition can be worth many times more than the same coin that has been worn down over years of circulation. Another key factor is authenticity. Rare coins are often counterfeited, so professional verification is important for high-value pieces. Reputable grading services play a major role in confirming whether a coin is genuine and assigning it a grade. So where does that leave us with the idea of finding a life-changing coin? It leaves us with possibility. Not every coin will make you rich, but every coin carries a story. And sometimes, that story is worth far more than its face value. The next time you come across a coin, don't just spend it without a second thought. Take a moment. Look at it closely. Check the year, the mint mark, the details. Because in the world of coins, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is often hidden in plain sight. Today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of these coins, uncovering their history, their market value, and the truth behind those eye-catching price tags like $700,000 and beyond. First, you need to understand what Liberty coins really are. The term doesn't refer to just one coin. It's a whole family of United States coins that feature Lady Liberty, a symbol of freedom and national identity. These coins were minted across different eras, each with its own design, metal composition, and rarity. Some of the most famous examples include the Morgan dollar, the Peace dollar, and the legendary Liberty head nickel. Now let's talk about history, because that's where the real magic begins. Liberty first appeared on U.S. coins in the late 1700s, shortly after the country was founded. Early designs showed her with flowing hair, symbolizing freedom and independence. Over time, her appearance evolved. In some coins she wears a crown, in others a cap, and sometimes she's shown walking forward, like in the famous Walking Liberty half-dollar. Each design reflects the spirit of its era, making these coins not just currency, but pieces of art and history. Fast forward to the modern era, and collectors are hunting these coins like treasure. But here's the truth most beginners don't know. Not every Liberty coin is valuable. In fact, many are only worth their metal content or slightly more. The real value depends on a few critical factors. Rarity, condition, mint year, and mint mark all play a huge role. A common coin in poor condition might be worth a few dollars, while a rare variation in near-perfect condition can explode in value. Let's address the number that caught your attention. $787,976.45. Prices like that are not random. They usually come from auction results where collectors compete fiercely for extremely rare coins. For example, a rare version of the Liberty Head nickel has sold for millions, not just thousands. Only 5 of these coins are known to exist, making them one of the rarest coins in the world. Now you might be wondering about 1993. Here's where things get interesting. There were no classic Liberty coins minted in 1993 in the traditional sense. By that time, U.S. coin designs had already shifted to modern figures like presidents. However, collectors often mix dates or refer to commemorative or misidentified coins. If someone claims a 1993 Liberty coin is worth hundreds of thousands, you need to be careful. It could be misinformation, a misunderstanding, or in rare cases, an error coin. Error coins are another fascinating part of this story. These are coins that were struck incorrectly at the mint. Maybe the design is off-center, maybe the metal is wrong, or maybe there's a double strike. Some of these errors can make a coin incredibly valuable. Even modern coins can become rare if they have unique minting mistakes. So while a standard 1993 coin may not be valuable, a rare error from that year could attract serious attention from collectors. Condition is everything in the coin world. A term you'll often hear is mint state. This means the coin has never been circulated and retains its original shine and detail. Coins are graded on a scale, and even a tiny difference in grade can mean thousands of dollars in value. A Liberty coin in perfect condition can be worth 10 or even 100 times more than the same coin in worn condition. Another factor is the metal content. Many Liberty coins were made of silver or gold. The St. Gaudens Double Eagle, for example, is one of the most beautiful gold coins ever made. Its value comes not only from rarity but also from the gold it contains. When gold prices rise, the base value of these coins also increases. Collectors also pay attention to mint marks. These small letters indicate where the coin was produced, such as Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Some mint locations produced fewer coins, making those versions rarer. A tiny letter on the coin can be the difference between a common piece and a rare collectible. The market for Liberty coins is constantly changing. Prices go up and down based on demand, economic conditions, and collector interest. Auctions are where the biggest deals happen. Wealthy collectors and investors compete to own the rarest pieces, pushing prices to incredible heights. That's how you get those shocking numbers you see online. But here's the most important advice. If you think you have a valuable Liberty coin, don't rely on guesswork. Get it professionally evaluated. Coin grading services can authenticate and grade your coin, giving you a clear idea of its true value. Without proper verification, it's easy to overestimate or underestimate what you have. There's also a growing trend of people searching through old collections, inherited coins, or even pocket change, hoping to find a hidden gem. And sometimes, they do. Stories of rare coins being discovered in unexpected places keep the excitement alive and bring new collectors into the hobby every day. The beauty of Liberty coins is that they connect the past with the present. Each coin tells a story. A story of the time it was minted, the people who used it, and the journey it took before reaching your hands. Whether it's worth a few dollars or hundreds of thousands, that history alone makes it valuable. So if you're entering the world of coin collecting, start by learning. Study different Liberty designs, understand grading, and keep an eye on market trends. Don't rush into buying expensive coins without knowledge. The smartest collectors are the ones who take their time and build their expertise. And remember, not every valuable coin looks special at first glance. Sometimes the most ordinary-looking coin can turn out to be the rarest. That's what makes this hobby so exciting. The thrill of discovery, the connection to history, and the possibility that something small could be worth a fortune. This is just the beginning of your journey into Liberty coins. Keep exploring, keep learning, and who knows, maybe one day you'll be the one holding a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Today we are diving deep into something that has captured collectors, investors, and treasure hunters all over the world, the legendary Liberty coins. These coins are not just pieces of metal. They are stories frozen in time, symbols of power, freedom, and in some rare cases, unbelievable wealth. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could be worth hundreds, thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some rare Liberty coins have shocked the world with prices reaching extraordinary levels, and yes, values like $787,976.44 are not just imagination, they are part of real auction history when rarity, condition, and demand collide perfectly. Let's begin by understanding what Liberty coins actually are. The term Liberty coin refers to a wide range of United States coins that feature the figure of Lady Liberty. This iconic symbol has appeared on many coins over the years, especially during the 18th, 19th, and early 20th centuries. Lady Liberty represents freedom and independence, and her design has evolved through multiple artistic styles over decades. Today, some Liberty coins are worth incredible amounts. For example, certain rare gold Liberty coins or low-mintage silver coins can easily reach tens of thousands of dollars. In exceptional cases, rare specimens have sold for hundreds of thousands, even approaching values like $787,976.44 when all conditions are perfect. One of the reasons for this dramatic increase in value is the growing number of collectors. More people are entering the hobby, not just for passion but also for investment. Coins are now seen as alternative assets, similar to gold or art. They hold value over time and can even increase significantly if the right coin is chosen. Another important factor is grading. Professional coin grading services have become a major part of the market. Coins are now evaluated and given a grade based on their condition. A small difference in grade can mean a huge difference in price. For example, a coin graded slightly higher can be worth double or even 10 times more than a lower grade version of the same coin. Let's also talk about mint marks because they play a huge role in value. Liberty coins were minted in different locations, such as Philadelphia, New Orleans, San Francisco, and Denver. Coins from certain mints are rarer than others. A small letter on the coin can completely change its value. Now imagine this scenario. Someone finds an old Liberty coin in a drawer, thinking it is just an ordinary piece of metal. But after closer inspection, it turns out to be a rare mint, in excellent condition, and suddenly its value jumps from a few dollars to thousands. This is why coin collecting is so exciting. Every coin has the potential to be a hidden treasure. The design of Liberty coins also adds to their appeal. The craftsmanship, the details in Liberty's face, the elegance of the lettering, and the historical significance make these coins more than just currency. They are works of art. Collectors often specialize in certain types of Liberty coins. Some focus on Liberty head nickels, others on Liberty silver dollars, and some on gold Liberty coins. Each category has its own rare pieces, price ranges, and market trends. If you are thinking about collecting Liberty coins, the best approach is to start with knowledge. Learn about different types, understand grading, and study market trends. Avoid rushing into expensive purchases without proper research. Sometimes the best deals are found in unexpected places. Also, always verify authenticity. As values rise, counterfeit coins become more common. Buying from trusted dealers or certified sources is essential to avoid loss. Today, sometimes even hundreds of thousands of dollars. The world of Liberty coins is not just about metal, it is about history, rarity, and the hidden power of small details that most people overlook every day. Right now, in the current market, collectors and investors are paying serious money for the right Liberty coin, and many of these pieces are still out there, sitting in drawers, old boxes, or inherited collections waiting to be discovered. Back in 2006, the coin market was already active, but nothing like what we are seeing today. In 2006, many Liberty coins were considered collectible, but prices were far lower compared to the explosive growth we have seen in recent years. A coin that might have sold for a few $100s in 2006 could now be worth thousands, and in rare cases, values have climbed into the tens or even hundreds of thousands depending on condition, mint mark, and rarity. The transformation of the coin market has been driven by global demand, online auctions, and a growing interest in tangible assets. The term Liberty coin covers several iconic designs in United States coinage history. These include the famous Morgan dollar, Peace dollar, Walking Liberty half dollar, Standing Liberty quarter, and Liberty head coins. Each one represents a different era, a different artistic style, and a different level of rarity. But what truly makes them valuable is not just age, it is condition, scarcity, and unique features that separate ordinary coins from extraordinary ones. Take the Morgan dollar as an example. First minted in 1878, it features the classic Lady Liberty portrait on the front and a powerful eagle on the back. In 2006, many Morgan dollars in average condition were selling for around $20 to $50. Fast forward to today, and high-grade versions can sell for thousands. Rare dates like the 1893's Morgan dollar have reached prices well over $100,000 in top condition. Even circulated coins from certain years can still bring in impressive returns. Now consider the Walking Liberty half dollar, one of the most beautiful coin designs ever created. Introduced in 1916, it shows Liberty walking confidently toward the rising sun. In 2006, these coins were often traded based on silver value, usually under $10 for common dates. Today, the story is completely different. High-quality specimens, especially from early years, can reach into the thousands. The demand for visually stunning coins has pushed prices much higher than simple metal value. Another important factor that has changed the market is grading. In 2006, professional grading was already important, but today it is essential. Coins graded by top services can command much higher prices because buyers trust the authenticity and condition. A single grade difference can mean the jump from a few $100s to several thousand. This is where hidden value often lies. Two coins may look identical to the untrained eye, but one tiny detail can make one worth a fortune. Errors and rare variations are another key driver of value. Some Liberty coins have minting mistakes, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual markings. These errors were often ignored in the past, but today collectors actively search for them. A small minting error can turn an ordinary coin into a rare collectible worth far more than expected. In the current market, these unusual pieces are often sold in competitive auctions where prices can skyrocket. The number you mentioned, a value like $787.97643, reflects how specific and precise coin pricing has become. Modern coin markets track values in real time, and prices can fluctuate based on demand, condition, and global economic factors. Online marketplaces and auction platforms have made it possible for collectors from around the world to compete for the same coin, driving prices higher than ever before. One of the most fascinating aspects of Liberty coins is how many are still undiscovered. Every year, stories emerge of people finding valuable coins in old collections or inherited items. A coin that was once considered common may now be rare simply because fewer high-quality examples remain. Time naturally reduces supply, and as supply drops, value increases. This is why coins from the same year can have drastically different prices depending on their condition. The shift from 2006 to the current market also reflects a broader trend. People are increasingly looking for physical assets that hold value over time. Coins, especially historic ones, offer both financial potential and historical significance. Unlike digital investments, coins can be held, studied, and passed down through generations. This emotional and historical connection adds another layer of value beyond just price. Collectors today are more informed than ever. With access to online databases, auction results, and expert communities, even beginners can learn quickly. This has increased competition, which in turn has raised prices. A coin that might have gone unnoticed in 2006 could now be recognized instantly as valuable, meaning fewer hidden treasures remain, but those that do are even more exciting to find. Another key factor is silver and gold prices. Many Liberty coins are made from precious metals, so their base value rises with the market. However, the real value often goes far beyond metal content. A rare Liberty coin might contain only a small amount of silver, but its collectible value can be hundreds of times higher. This is what makes coin collecting so unique. It is a mix of art, history, and investment all in one. Condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale, and even a slight improvement in condition can multiply the price. A coin with sharp details, original luster, and minimal wear will always command a premium. In contrast, heavily worn coins are usually valued closer to their metal content unless they are extremely rare. Learning how to identify condition is one of the most important skills for any collector. The journey of Liberty coins from 2006 to today shows a clear trend. Values have increased, awareness has grown, and the market has become more competitive. What was once a quiet hobby has turned into a global industry. Auctions now feature coins selling for record-breaking amounts, and new collectors are entering the market every day. There is also a storytelling aspect that makes Liberty coin special. Each coin represents a moment in history, from economic changes to artistic evolution. Owning one is like holding a piece of the past. This connection is something that cannot be replicated by modern currency, and it is one of the reasons why demand continues to grow. If you are looking at Liberty coins today, the key is knowledge. Understanding dates, mint marks, and grading can make the difference between a small purchase and a major investment. Many valuable coins are overlooked simply because people do not know what to look for. Education is your greatest tool in this market. The future of Liberty coins looks strong. As more people become interested in collecting and investing, demand is expected to remain high. Rare coins will likely continue to increase in value, especially those in top condition. The combination of limited supply and growing demand creates a powerful market dynamic. So next time you come across an old coin, take a closer look. That small piece of metal might carry far more value than you expect. The world of Liberty coins is full of surprises, and even today, there are still hidden treasures waiting to be found.